It was kind of strange, honestly. So the reason was, in his youth, he was a brother in a group of 3 or a group of 4. A group of 3. Well, let's just say a lot of them became no longer alive. They went to the ground. They became rot. And out of those brothers, the only one, he had an older one. He ended up going into some sort of ice rink accident the day before his birthday. And this freaking scarred J.M. Barrie, who is the author of Peter Pan. Dun 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 dun! Dude was traumatized. There's a theory that it's because he might have been the cause of the accident, and his parents never loved him again. That's just a theory, though. A Shiori theory, but other theories too. Now, as they grow up, he grows up to seem normal, right? He gets married, never consummates though, never has children. He has this whole idea of innocence. Now, 5 kids. He would send letters to this family. It was kind of strange. He would send letters to the kids. He's like, "You're actually my favorite. Don't tell the others." Favorites. And these kids will end up being the basis of the characters for Peter Pan. I believe Wendy's siblings were some of them, but Peter Pan was like his favorite one, I think? Or it could be some random child. But anyway, Peter Pan, the actual story. Peter Pan, you guys already know this, but well, he offs the lost boys. First off, he kidnaps them. He goes and flies into London. The theory is that he actually tries to find a woman to tell him bedtime stories. So hopefully he never goes near my room, because I actually do not like... I almost said Linkin Park for some reason. I do not like Peter Pan. I actually listened to the audiobook, and he was like, he is such a freaking brat. Number 1, he kidnaps the lost boys, takes them back to Neverland, and Captain Hook is actually like the good guy, because people think that he was initially a lost boy, and then he saves everyone, right? Well, Peter Pan's like, "Screw this, I'm cutting off your hand!" He feeds it to the crocodile or the alligator. Like at Park School, I like him. And then the lost boys, I think when they reach puberty, like the reason there's always a certain amount of lost boys is because Peter Pan hits them with a pan. Oh, and another thing that really pissed me off. So he convinces Wendy and her gang to come with him, right? Now, I think in the movie, there was probably no time difference. No time difference at all. Like, I think it was like one night, and then they return, and her parents are like, "Oh, where did you guys go?" And Wendy's like, "Nowhere, Papa. We were just playing around in the backyard." But no, in the freaking book, months actually pass. Like, probably half a year or 9 months, something like that. So, he brings Wendy, he makes her the mother figure. Peter Pan has a thing for mothers, okay? I think that is what you call the sort of term that I will not address. So, he makes her cook for them, but sometimes he doesn't feel like eating. He wants to play pretend. I'm sorry, what? Play pretend? So, let's see, this wonderful tea table, right? Of macaroons, cookies. Oh, I love sweets. Which is why I like my novelites. So, Wendy prepares a freaking meal, and Peter Pan's like, "Yeah, you know, I think today's a good time for an imaginary meal." Sorry, like, what is going on? And Wendy's like, "I prepared a meal. Everyone's hungry, Peter. You guys have been playing all day. You've been battling pirates." But Peter Pan's like, nah, see here, girl. I want my imaginary meal." So they would just like get a freaking empty plate, and they would eat out of it. They would have to go hungry for a few days. I'm like, what is wrong with you, Peter? Well, actually, a lot is wrong with Peter, frankly. And then beyond that, Tinkerbell. Oh gosh! Oh man, you know how Peter Pan even ends? Besides the fact that Captain Hook is like the best guy in there. I don't know if Captain Hook gets off thinking about it. Okay, so at the end of Peter Pan, what actually happens is that Wendy returns to London. She's like, "I'm sick of being your mom. You are the worst person ever." Now, the Lost Boys were like, you know, I don't think I really want to get offed by Peter too. I used to have this friend named like Nicholas. Nicholas, yeah. I don't know what happened to him. One day we were just playing, and the next day I never saw him again. So the Lost Boys were like, yeah, I think we're gonna go stay with Wendy's family. And they did. So everyone in the Lost Boys became adopted by Wendy's dad. First of all, I don't know how he supports that many kids. I have no idea how he supports them. Like, bro, are you a lawyer? What is going on? How do you manage this many children? And there's actually also a theory that Wendy ends up marrying one of the Lost Boys, which was also like her adopted thing. That's a theory, okay? That's a Shiori theory. In the end, Wendy grows up. She grows up, right? She gets married, all that hoo-ha. And then Peter Pan, they actually made a promise he would visit her every summer. They would play together. He would bring her back to Neverland, and then instead of just keeping her kidnapped, he brings her back. Like a proper date, I guess. He kept this up for a few years, and then eventually he forgot his promise. So, after a few summers, he shows up, doesn't show up again, shows up. It became a lot more sparse, which is kind of depressing, honestly. Eventually, she's like a married mother by now. And Peter Pan shows up like, who the heck are you? Where is my young, hot, not girlfriend, potential mother character? It's like, who? Wendy? Oh man, it's just like a Disney movie, but the Disney movie was so much nicer. The Disney movie was not so it was still depressing, but it was not so depressing. Now, Wendy's like, hello, Peter. I see you've returned. Now, Peter, it's been, oh gosh, you guys are bad. It's been a few years. Things have changed. It's not the same anymore. You didn't keep your promise. I'm a mother now. I got obligations, Peter. And then Peter sees like in a freaking cradle, I think. It was either a cradle or a bed. He sees her daughter. Forgot her name. Does anyone know her daughter's name? It's probably like something British, right? Mary? Okay, let's what do you think happens when he sees her daughter? Nothing, well, I mean, it's still kind of bad, but nothing like horribly bad, you know? It's kind of so screwed. He took the kid. He took her to Neverland. I don't know what the heck to do. She seemed like a toddler, maybe like 6 years old. He takes her kid, and Wendy's like, no, Peter, please stop. Why are you doing this? We had a childhood together, Peter. And then like, eventually he comes back, and he returns the kid. Thank freaking God, by the way. Because for Wendy, it was like 6 months or 9 months past. He brings her back, the child. I don't know how long it took, though. And then Wendy was like, I feel kind of bad for Peter. He definitely needs a mother figure. So he does the same promise where he leaves and comes back to play with whoever the children are in that house. And I believe the theory is that he actually specifically goes to the Darling family. Wendy is the Darling family now, okay? He's looking for the descendants of that family. So it kind of makes sense. I think it could have been hinted that even Wendy's grandmother might have met Peter Pan, which is all sorts of it's all man. Can I talk about? Oh, it's Jane, the Diary of Jane. I can't help it. But the only person that stays with Peter, I actually think it's a little bit sad, to be honest. But like, Peter kind of deserves this. Don't, just stay away from people. Peter, stay away. Tinkerbell's the only one that stayed. However, I think this was, I cannot confirm this for sure. I'm not gonna confirm this. I think Tinkerbell eventually disappears. A year later, after Wendy has been returned, Tinkerbell does actually, wow. Yeah, she goes to the ground, she becomes dirt. Yeah. That's kinda, dang, Peter. She was probably the only one who didn't seem to think Peter was screwed up. Oh man, can I talk about Tarzan now? Oh gosh,